Hello, this is Joe Kwan, Executive Vice President of Marketing for ALPFA New Jersey, and welcome to another episode of Meet the Board. Today, I am thrilled to have one of our new board members, Pedro Guaman. He'll be our treasurer this year. Thank you so much, Pedro, for joining us today.
Hey, Joe. Thank you for taking some of the time to do this. I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to working with you and the rest of the team.
Absolutely. So I understand, Pedro, that this is a new thing for you. I know you have a heart for service, but in terms of this sort of nonprofit service, this is a first thing for you. Tell us a little bit about how you came to join us.
It is. I've always wanted to do like something for like volunteer work. It's always something that's been like on the back of my head, but I never really like took that first step, and I'm here now. I actually heard about the opportunity through my good friend Pedro. He's been with ALPFA for the past 2 or 3 years, I think. And when he told me about this, I saw the opportunity to not only help the Latino community, but at the same time, like help me personally, like becoming a better leader with all the skills, like exposing myself through things like this, like interviews, so I can get out of my shell. I feel like I've been like in my comfort zone for like too long. It's time to like just let it go, because I know I have the potential to do it, and I'm ready. I said yes, let's do it. And it's been already a month with the organization, and even though I'm still like trying to like get used to like how things are done in a nonprofit, I'm ready, and I'm like super excited.
Yeah, it's amazing the things you can learn when you just kind of roll up your sleeves and start participating and doing it.
Exactly, and that's exactly what like I'm looking for. Like I don't want to just be myself anymore. I want to go. I want to be out there with the community, with the rest of the team. Helping out in whatever I can.
Excellent, excellent. Well, let's learn a little bit more about you. I like to understand about people. There's a value that everyone brings, and the value is not their title, and it's not even necessarily the specific skills and experience they have. There's something uniquely Pedro that Pedro brings to every role or initiative that he does. Can you tell us a little bit about what that special thing is that you bring value to everything that you do?
I would say that it's a mix of like a lot of values, but I'm gonna say like the main one is commitment and responsibility. Feel like with everything I've done in my life, not only through my work but like in my personal life, I've always had that sense of responsibility, because I understand that it's just not about me all the time. I know that there's people that rely on what I do. Be it in the workplace, like I have my specific duties. If I don't do them responsibly, then I'm keeping like the other team members to kind of like move forward. And same thing with life. There's people that look after me, that learn from the things I do. So I have to be responsible on how I act, and I feel like that's something that you kind of like develop as you get like older. You grow up, you get more mature. But that's just like how I've been. 20 years ago, since I moved here, because I wasn't born in the US. I actually came here when I was 15 years old. So there's a lot of things that I left behind, as a teen, coming from like a different country to the US. It was a big change. So like for me to like leave all that behind and just come here and not be responsible for that decision that I made was just not possible. I needed to be responsible, be committed to that goal that I had 20 years ago. And that's I think that's like my most valuable value, you can say, like being responsible and committed to what I do.
So out of curiosity, two questions for you, right? If you have siblings, are you the first, second, like which order are you in that if you have siblings?
I'm kind of like in the middle. I have like an older sister, and then it's me, and then like everybody else.
Okay. And second question is which country did you come from?
I came from Ecuador in South America at
Great.
the age of 15. So like I said, it was a big change, like cultural. The language was like the most challenging thing. I came here not knowing a word of English, and here I am 20 years later doing an interview in English. So that's like, that kind of like tells you that, you know, when you do things right in life, when you take responsibility for the decisions you make, kind of like life does pay you back.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So it's great to hear about all the different backgrounds of our board members, right? Some people who, you know, their parents came here, or they may be second or third generation, others who you know, immigrated, you know, after they were born. What are some things maybe that you wish more people knew about you, right? Because, you know, you're at work and you're with your friends and family, and often we don't get the time to really kind of share because we're so busy getting things done, right? What's something that you wish kind of more people knew about you?
Something that I wish more people knew about me. That's a good question. I feel like I've been open about who I am,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but let me think about this. I tend to be like a very like shy person, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
I seem like I'm very like introvert, but in reality, I'm just you know, I'm very like outgoing. It just takes time for me to like kind of like build up to that, you know. You'll see me with like a serious face all the time, but that does not mean that I'm not a nice guy, you know. It's just that, you know, that's kind of like how my personality is. But even though I'm shy and an introvert, I'm always willing to kind of like get out of that comfort zone and go, you know, like talk to people and like be nice to people and like, you know.
Excellent, excellent. So it just requires just a little bit of warming up in the right environment, and Pedro
Yes,
is in it.
yes, of course. A lot of people at work, you know, they see me like with this serious face, you know, like concentrating in what I'm doing. But like if they come up and talk to me, I'm this like super nice guy, you know, like I'm ready to have a conversation with you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you're a fan of Seinfeld, but there's a distinct advantage of looking serious. People think you're really busy, right? If you're so laid back and smiling and making jokes, I'm like, that guy, Pedro, he
Yeah.
doesn't have enough work. Let's give him some more work. He's smiling too much.
And you know why I kind of use that sometimes, or there's a lot going on. I just put my serious face on and then let me get this done.
Absolutely. People know, just okay,
Yeah.
back up, give him space. He's got something he needs to get done.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, really excited to have you come on board as treasurer, which is a really key role, obviously, on our board. Talk to us a little bit about what you see upcoming this year, and maybe your plans or what you're excited about for this next few years as treasurer of ALPFA.
Well, I'm excited about helping, like supporting the rest of the team, fulfilling all the events that are in the pipeline. I know we have a lot of events for 2021, and I'm excited to be there to help them out. Even though my role as a treasury, I'm not like too involved in the event planning. Like I'm ready to help. Like if I need to step in and you know like help out with you know like maybe like marketing or whatever, like I'm ready to help. You know, like I said, this is the first time that I'm doing volunteer work. I don't want to just do the treasurer's work. You know that's like my main role, but I'm also ready to just like give a helping hand to like the other departments so we can fulfill all these goals that the chapter has. I know we are trying to grow for the next few years. So I'm ready to help. I'm excited to attending a lot of the events and just like getting to know people, you know, getting to know the community, kind of like speaking to the young professionals out there, you know, that like they maybe some of them may be struggling like I was when I was like 20 years old. So I'm excited about that opportunity that I have through ALPFA to kind of like just go out there and like, you know, maybe like tell them my story, speak to them if they're struggling, not to give up, just to like keep going. I'm excited about that, like that engagement with the community and the rest of the ALPFA organization.
So there's something I'm curious about. You know, you mentioned you came from Ecuador. I have met in my professional sort of travels some folks from Ecuador, but you know, not as many as maybe from some other countries. Can you talk to us a little bit about maybe people along the way, and they may have been Ecuadorian, more often than not, maybe they weren't, who really kind of helped you and mentored you and took you under their wing to help you get to where you are today?
Of course. Yeah, there are not that many Ecuadorians here, like in this area.
Hmm.
I feel like the Ecuadorian community in the US is in New York.
Hmm.
So when I came here, I did not know that many Ecuadorians, but like the Latino community in general around here, it's pretty big, you know. So like from the get-go, I was like interacting with Peruvians, with Colombians, and like we're kind of like all in the same boat, you know. We just got here to like this new country, the language, the culture, we don't know what's going on. So like just being like knowing that there's all the people going through the same thing kind of like helped me, you know, say, hey, I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people that go through this and maybe others that even have it like harder, you know, because I never had to worry about being illegal or anything. I know there's a lot of people that don't have that luxury. So it's a lot easier for me. But just like knowing that there's people out there that even though they go like through all these like struggles, they still like make it out. That's like kind of like something that, you know, like helped me get to where I am here. And then like during college, I met people like with Humberto. Like we became like super like close friends, and also with like some other people that like helped me. Just, you know, like they gave me the trust that I needed, and they always like motivated me to just like, hey, don't worry about it, you know. Yeah, this is new to you, you know, but I know that you have the potential to go out there and just do it. So like having people like Humberto, my other friend, I have two friends that are like named Juan. They just like kept, you know, like kept me going. They always pushed me not to just stop here because of the language, because of the culture. Just go out there, do it. We know you're a good guy, you have good intentions. So they kind of like just like pushed me all the time. And you know, and not only like friends, I always like I'm very thankful like to my family as well, both in Ecuador and here in the US. You know, they saw something in me and they just, you know, like they kept me going pretty much.
Yeah. I that really resonates with me what you were saying about when people see something in you and encourage you. And I feel like we all need that at different points, right? Like we all
Yes.
need that support and that encouragement, whether it's a push or a hold or whatever it is. Like sometimes we really benefit from that sense of community and friendship.
Of course, and that's one of the reasons why I took the role, you know, as a treasurer. Again, like now, being that I went through all that, now I have the opportunity to help those that are going through it. You know, like now I have the opportunity to be the Umberto. You know, like pushing people to keep going, like maybe telling them about, you know, my struggles here with the language, the culture, but I still made it. You know, like through responsibility and commitment to my goals, I still made it. You know, I don't I don't think I'm like where I want to be yet, but you know, I'm working towards it, you know, and I know that there needs to be a balance with everything. And like for you to get to that balance, you do need like a support system.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, tell us a little bit about something that not many people know about you, but you're willing to share with us today.
Uh,
Aha.
well, there's a lot of people that know I'm a huge soccer fan. What they don't know is that I'm like super passionate. I'm one of those, you know, like soccer fans that like they will go crazy behind like the screen and yelling at the players, like if they're not doing as good, like if we lose like the game, you know, I kind of like get bummed out for a couple of days. I get like super stressed out when I'm watching the game, but then I do it all over again when they play again. So I'm like one of those like very passionate soccer fans. You know, like if I go to a game in the stadium, I'm not just like sitting there watching the game. I'm screaming, like clapping, you know.
At the risk of alienating some of our audience members, who are your teams? Like, who are the teams you're passionate about supporting?
I'm gonna say like the Ecuadorian national team,
Of course.
and then I kind of like at the club level, I'm a big fan of Manchester United. Then I also have like some teams from Ecuador, but like my biggest passion is like the Ecuadorian national team. You know, I always get like stressed out when we're going through like the World Cup qualifiers. You know, yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, it's been really great getting to know a little bit more about you and your background and your sort of your attitude of sort of wanting to help out and give back, and super excited to spend more time with you this year. As we close up, is there anything else you'd like to share with our membership or folks? And then hopefully we'll get to see them very shortly at our Meet the Board event.
I'm also excited to join the team. I'm ready, like I said, to like fulfill all these events that we have in the pipeline, and I'm here to like support all of them, even if it's just like filling out a form that needs to go to national. If that's what it takes for an event to take place to help out Latino professionals, that I'm willing to put in the time, put in the hours, and I'm ready. I'm just ready. I'm ready to make an impact through my work with the Latino community and like with any community.
Thank you so much. Pedro Guaman, our treasurer for ALPFA New Jersey. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.